All right, you guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So, as I make my way to work, I'm sure mostly everybody has heard about this. And people was like, I know Town is gonna have something to say about this, and I know you guys were anticipating a video in regards to me speaking on this subject matter. Now, if you've been living under a rock, it was announced, and I find the timing I find the timing ironically right on course when it pertains to this dude. Every time it's something big going on in boxing, here this guy comes. But it was announced that sometime in 2026, now here it is the first week. We're concluding the first week of September, going into the second week. And we are officially pretty much 1 week away from Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. And then here comes Floyd with an announcement. And I'm pretty all but sure that Floyd and his team wanted to announce this fight right as everybody's getting excited and anticipating Terrence versus Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford. But here comes Floyd, attention seeking, as usual, trying to take shine and attention. Being a hater, and now a clout chaser. And Floyd can sit up there and make response about he is the clout. Well, not really. Because now all the details haven't came out about where this fight is going to take place, what are the specifics of the fight, what I mean by that, the rules and regulations. Of course, this is going to be an exhibition match, because Mike Tyson fought at heavyweight, Floyd Mayweather fought as high as 150, 154, which is junior middleweight. But to see Floyd constantly do this, it's just sickening to see that this dude loves to do this to people. Then he sits up on an airplane with a bag, and then he placing a whole bunch of money in there. And I'm just gonna be honest with you, that gimmick is played out now. At your age, you shouldn't even be like flashing wads of money. It'll be even more impressive if you show basically, a black card, which basically has no limit on it, where basically you can spend as much money as you want. But no, this is Floyd being Floyd. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I like the last minute preparation as we head into fight week. And by the way, the documentary, the countdown to Canelo versus Terrence Crawford, is a 2-part series. I'm pretty sure there'll be a part 3 after the fight, whoever wins. And it's currently airing on Netflix. But it get to the point with Floyd when you just say, Floyd, why can't you just let somebody else have some shine? Why can't this just strictly be about Terrence Crawford and Canelo? Why do you feel the need to attach and align yourself to this? You could have waited till the beginning of October. You could have waited all the way up to like December to announce this fight. Why now? Why do you have us now having to talk about this? Why didn't you just give Canelo and Terrence Crawford the common courtesy of just saying, you know what, we want everybody to be focused on this fight, we'll announce it later? But no, because of Floyd, his arrogance, him being a narcissist, and just being an all-around jerk, he does this to Terrence Crawford. He does this to Canelo when we should be talking about them. I'm like, it just goes to show you how starved this dude is for attention. He can't stand when the focus is on somebody else. At the end of the day, nobody cares about you being on your own personal jet and all this kind of stuff. Nobody is jealous of your money and none of that stuff. At the end of the day, I'm happy that you made the type of money you made as a professional boxer. Good for you. Kudos to you. But I think what a lot of people is mad about, you always doing this. Every time there's quote unquote a big fight coming up, then here you come trying to announce some exhibition match. Okay, cool, it's Mike Tyson. But then based off what we saw with Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, we might be exhausted from Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is, already fought in 2 exhibition matches. This will be his 3rd. Mike Tyson is 59 years old. Floyd Mayweather will be 49, if I'm not mistaken, going into next year. Yeah, I think he was born in 77. Yeah, Floyd's birthday is like February the 24th. So Floyd will be 49. Mike Tyson will be 59, going into 60. I just think it's sad a man at age 48 still seeks attention. At the end of the day, if Floyd want to stay relevant, if Floyd want people talking about him, do what everybody else does. Start a podcast. Or do a weekly segment like Oscar De La Hoya. Do a Clapback Thursday, or do, since your name start with an F, do Fridays with Floyd, where you break down and talk about boxing. But once again, instead of him helping to promote this fight, he wants to promote a fight on his own. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I guess Floyd had to choose Mike Tyson because Floyd's exhibition matches against reality stars and all that kind of stuff is ran its course. My thing is, why not do one with Roy Jones Jr.? I mean, since you guys were beefing, and I know that Floyd and Mike Tyson have traded shots towards each other, but I think it would have made more logical sense if he was going to do an exhibition match to do it with Roy Jones Jr. Since y'all have had recent beef, but you picked Mike Tyson. And it's funny, as we hear about this fight, there's issues going on with Tank and Jake Paul. It appears that, according to reports, the Georgia State Athletic Commission is on the fence about sanctioning this fight because they're looking at a size difference, a huge size difference between Tank and Jake Paul. And to be honest with you, I guess they're actually worried about, Tank possibly getting hurt due to the fact it's such a size difference. Jake Paul being like 6'1", Jake Paul easily walks around, probably when he is in his fight shape, probably walks around at probably 2 and some change. And then you have Tank probably at best, when he is the fight, maybe walks around at 2. You didn't heard that Tank is pretty big when he's not fighting, and he has to get himself into fights. So you've been hearing about that with Gervonta Davis. So you've been hearing there's been issues possibly sanctioning this fight. But to see Floyd put together a fight with Mike Tyson and then announce it like right before fight week, it's like, wow. And people are just not excited about this. I think people would be more excited if this was like more of an actual fight. If Mike Tyson was, at the tender age of 59, maybe considering fighting somebody that's in his age range. But based off how disappointing Jake Paul was, the fight with Jake Paul, it's just like, do we even want to see Mike Tyson again? Do we even want to see this? Are we going to take the time out of our busy schedule or the time out of our life and basically waste time that we can't ever get back watching this between him and Floyd Mayweather? Do we even want to be bothered with this? Me, myself, I don't care for this. I'm not excited about this. I'm not excited about this one bit. I'm just looking at the fact that Floyd always does this. He always does this. It's a little bit different with Jake Paul and Tank Davis because Jake Paul is considered an actual fighter. And you pretty much can challenge that based off Jake Paul's resume. And then Tank Davis is a actual fighter. Even though Tank has, skated and basically toyed with the thought of retiring. So it's a little bit different. But to see Floyd doing this once again, he just shows who he is. He just comes across as a hater. He comes across as a attention whore, and he comes across as just being envious of people. He just cannot stand when somebody is getting their shine and when they are more relevant at the moment than he is. Like I said before, Floyd could have waited till he had plenty of time to announce this shit show. But he does it as we're getting ready to go into fight week. So, it is what it is with Floyd. And then, when Floyd gets criticized, by media, then he runs to certain, people. He runs to certain PR people and say, hey, don't let this dude in because he was talking about me and all that kind of stuff. No, I don't care for this at all. When you see a pattern in which a lot of people have saw a pattern with Floyd, you see he does this intentionally. You basically clinging on to something, and people see that. Now, his diehard fans, now his diehard fans gonna come on here and justify this, because at the end of the day, people have fanatics that are going to try to justify a move like this. But Floyd does